Hello, viewers, and welcome back. Today, we are going to do a very important tool for your English improvement. You want to enhance your English, you want to make it better, then every day you must look for new tools for advancement. Today's tool is a proverb. Already I have given you one video on Proverbs, and here is the second video of some more common proverbs. You will ask, what is a proverb? A proverb is a simple, small saying which is popular among a culture. People have been using it for hundreds and thousands of years, and it has become a part of the language of that particular culture. It is usually something which has a lot of insight or a lot of knowledge of human beings and human behavior. We learn many values from proverbs. We learn many life skills, how to live from a proverb. People have always been using proverbs. Even people who were not highly read, like our grandparents, they might not have gone to schools and colleges and got huge degrees, but they would use many proverbs. In folk culture, you find so many of these sayings which are proverbs. If we know how to use a proverb, if we know how to put the right proverb in a right situation, then our ability to use English becomes very good. We become impressive for the listener who is inspired by our use of language, because we are using a famous saying or a proverb to condense so much meaning into 4 or 5 words. An entire story or an entire incident can be put into a single sentence or a short phrase. That is the power of a proverb. You find that, people are behaving in a particular way. You don't want to say anything directly to that person or those people. You want to say that they should behave in a different way. Therefore, very obliquely, very, subtly, in a manner which is indirect, you try to give them some advice. And that advice can take the form of a proverb. So proverbs are also used like that. They are used to give suggestions, to give advice. When you use a proverb like this, you find that the proverb becomes very, useful for your fluency. It becomes very useful for your learning and upgrading your language. There are many beginners on the channel, but you don't want to remain beginners. You want to reach a higher level. So if you are a beginner and you started watching this video, you say, oh, this is very tough. Don't worry. You go to the playlist, see the videos for beginners. It's clearly written that these videos are for beginners. Simple English for beginners. Watch those videos. You will become confident. You will feel that, yes, I have learnt a lot. There are many hundreds of comments which are coming in the last few months. This channel is just a few months old. And in these few months, people who are practicing every day are writing to me saying their improvement is immense. So once the beginner starts improving, you start going above. That is where we require a video like this. You start learning proverbs. You start learning the meanings of proverbs and using them. I have shown you one use in the video, but you need to use it hundreds of times. Use your creative writing and use proverbs in that. All of you have creativity. The proverbs will help you to become more creative. Thinking in English, speaking in English, or trying to answer people using proverbs in English, all these you can do after watching these two videos on proverbs. Let us now move to the proverbs. We use these proverbs to make our speaking impressive. We also use the proverb to sum up whatever we want to say in a very interesting, significant way. These proverbs are important points of cultural wisdom. Therefore, when we look at the proverbs, when we start using them, we find that our English is becoming that much better. Here we have out of sight, out of mind. That means if you don't see a person, then you forget that person. That means the person doesn't even stay in your mind. This is exactly the opposite of what we have in the next one. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That means when a person is away, then you start loving that person more. So one is when the person is away, you forget completely. And the other is when the person is away, you think of them more, you love them more. So these two are related proverbs because they are exactly the opposite of each other. He got busy playing with his friends and forgot to pick up his brother from school. It was a case of out of sight, out of mind. That means the brother was waiting, the younger brother, and he forgot all about the brother because he was busy somewhere else. She fought with her boyfriend but missed him a lot when he went away to another city, proving that absence makes the heart grow fonder. So in one case, you don't have the person with you, you forget the existence of that person. You can write a nice incident or a nice experience which you've had based on either of these two. Out of sight, out of mind, or absence makes the heart grow fonder. So these two forms, you can write two different opposing stories based on them. Now, this proverb tells you to be very careful. You have to be very cautious. Look before you leap. Leap means to jump. Suppose you're going to jump from one point to the other, so you should be careful where you're jumping. Is it possible for you to reach the other end? So, this, not in the physical action of jumping, but also in making a decision for the future, in thinking about planning, setting your goals about the future. Find out all about the company before joining it, as it is better to look before you leap. So now you're planning to join a job in a particular company, but it is good for you to find out if that is a suitable job, that is the company you want to join. So you have to say, look before you leap. Then you have a very common proverb which I think everybody uses. A friend in need is a friend indeed. That means a person who helps you is your real friend. The person might say many bad things about you, but when you really need help, the person who comes and helps you, that is a true friend. Somebody who might say that many nice things to you, but doesn't help you when you need, just goes away when you ask for help. That is not a real friend. A real friend is one who helps you when you need that person. He helped take my mother to the hospital in the middle of the night, proving that a friend in need is a friend indeed. Experience teaches us everything. That is what we learn in this proverb. A burnt child dreads the fire. If you tell a child, don't touch the chimney of a burning lamp, the child doesn't listen. The child has not experienced what is fire. So the child goes and clutches the chimney with both hands. The hands get completely burnt. The child realizes, the child of course cries, but that is an experience the child doesn't forget, that fire burns. Any such experience, when somebody tells us, somebody advises us, we don't believe. But when we experience it ourselves, then we remember it all the time. That is what it means. A burnt child dreads. Dreads means is frightened of the fire. So she refuses to cross the road on her own after her accident, as a burnt child dreads the fire. So somebody was crossing the road, she had an accident. Now she cannot go across because she remembers that experience and that stops her. Once bitten, twice shy. That means you have one experience which is bad. Second time, you don't want to repeat that experience. Shy means to move away from it. You go away. You say that, no, I don't want to do this. After being severely punished for cheating in an examination, the boy will not commit the same mistake again, because once bitten, twice shy. Now you can write an entire story about this. A student comes to the examination hall getting a lot of paper or getting the cell phone with all the answers. And then somebody finds the student cheating. So if you're cheating in a college university exam, they debar you for 3 years. So 3 years you can't take the exam. Now, the student will never do wrong again because of this terrible punishment. You have punishment of other varieties also. A child misbehaves in the school. The child is given a punishment in front of everybody. Then that child will never repeat that. So once bitten, bitten means somebody comes and bites you. Twice shy. Second time, you don't want to do that mistake. Here we learn what kind of people we make friends with. Although it's talking about birds, it's actually about human beings. Similar people usually gather together. They think alike, they behave alike, or they think, they are similar to each other in their tastes. We also have another opposite of this, that is, you say opposites attract. That also is another possibility. But here, this is not the opposite. This is about similarity. Birds of a feather flock together. That means birds which have similar appearance, they come together. Flock is a group of birds. So you find that group which is all similar to each other. Now you look at the sentence. Even though we come from different backgrounds, we have a book club, as we love to read books. As they say, birds of a feather flock together. Today, not many people want to read books. So here you have some people who love books. So although they don't know each other very well, they meet on the weekend, they sit together and they read some books. Then we have actions speak louder than words. This, in many videos I have been telling you that if you tell something to someone, they might not remember it. But if you show them, then they will certainly remember. So actions speak louder than words. If you do something good, that is much better than you saying, that I would like to do something for you. He bought her a beautiful bouquet to apologize because actions speak louder than words. So instead of saying, I'm sorry, you say it by giving a beautiful gift, and then your sorry is that much more effective. Rome wasn't built in a day is something to tell you that if you go step by step, you become better. Suppose you want to learn English, then you can't say that within a day or within a week, I want to become perfect. Yes, within a day, you can improve. Within a week, you can improve that much more. Within a month, you can improve much more. But you can't learn everything like magic. So, Rome was a seat of ancient civilization. So, from that, the building of Rome, how Rome became the seat, the most important point of civilization, how Rome became so powerful, so important, so excellent in everything, in history, in culture, in social life, in literature, politics, power, everything it was excellent. Economy. So how was it done? It was not done in a day. It took centuries to do that. So we have this saying to tell you that you should be very patient. You should not lose hope. If you lose hope, then you do not get anything. Don't be impatient if she is not able to complete her assignment today. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you give an assignment and you give a week or you give a month or you give 2 months or 6 weeks. Don't be impatient, because to do anything good like, to excellence of Rome, we need time. So we say Rome wasn't built in a day. You can also use this for various stories. You remember how for a long time people were trying to do something and suddenly they achieve it. So you say that they tried for so long and now they have got success because Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome was built step by step. Now here is the last proverb of today's video, and that is what I have been telling you throughout. In all the videos which I have been putting up on this channel, I have said again and again that you need to practice. Everybody must have been telling you this. So practice makes perfect. The first day when I went to teach, I was just 22 years old, and then I was teaching people. One of my students in the evening class was 80 years old, 80. So you can imagine how difficult it was. I was nervous to teach. Today, after more than 45 years, I don't feel like that because I have been practicing the same thing for 45 years, and that is teaching. Similarly, when we want to speak, when we want to learn something, when you want to learn a new language or a new skill, you need to practice. So we have practice makes perfect. Everybody has the capability of becoming perfect. All we need to do is practice. So if you practice, then you become perfect. You become excellent. You have to practice speaking English every day because practice makes perfect. I think I have used this sentence again and again and again. Today again I have used it here in this video to show you that it is also a proverb. All these wise sayings are telling us some values to live by. So proverbs are very helpful to teach us to be good human beings. It also teaches us good English, and that is what is the aim of our channel, of English classroom. So please practice the proverbs, use them when you speak or use them when you want to impress your audience, and learn to use them correctly. All the best and thank you.